Those of you who have watched the first video will understand where we are coming from. I've made deliberate effort to analyze the historical origin of Yoruba people in the southern part of Nigeria. Another group of people we are talking about now is the Bini people. And I said, just like the history of Yoruba people, the history of Bini people is also a very controversial one. And there's no single correct version to it. As a matter of fact, there are many versions, 3, 4 or so, but I can, if time permits, I'll talk about 1 or 2. The fact still remains that Benin people are also a very important population in Nigeria, most especially if you go into history of their diplomatic engagement and interaction with outside world. As a matter of fact, the Beninese were the first set of people to have contact with Europeans, the white men. As early as 1472, Anno Domini, that is the Common Era, 1472, Portuguese already had contact with the Benin people, and a whole lot of things happened. That line of history is a story for another day, but I'll now go into versions of their history of origin. One account claimed that Benin emigrated from Egypt, and in the course of their journey southwards, they settled at Ile-Ife before they finally arrived at their present location in what is now today's Edo State. That story still seems to favor the Ife Credu story, and that is one of the reasons for the supremacy battle between Oba of Benin and Oni of Ife. There's another story that claimed that the Benin people have been in their present location. They have been in Benin from the very beginning. As a matter of fact, this account claimed that Benin was the youngest child of Osanogwa. Osanogwa is, in Benin world, is the high god. The account claimed further that he and his brothers, including the Oba of Ife, were sent to live in the world from heaven. They were asked to take anything that they love along with them. They said, you can bring anything from heaven down here. You see, his brothers choose so many things. Some choose wealth, some choose magical skills, some choose material well-being, while this youngest boy, on the advice of a bird, fowl, decided to choose a snail shell. He chose a snail shell. And when they came from heaven, on their arrival, they discovered that the globe, the whole world, was filled with water. The youngest, who had chosen snail shell, on another instruction from the bird that advised him to choose that snail shell, he turned the snail shell upside. Of course, the bird asked him to turn it down. And when he turned it upside down, what came out of the snail shell was sound. And the sound poured out of the water. And the larger part of the place became earth, land. Who is the owner of the land? The youngest. So he chose to sell the portions of those land to his elder brothers. And those his elder brothers became his subjects. They became his subjects. And that was how Benin was formed. Okay? Another very important group of people of the south, we are the Igbo. This is another very controversial set of people. Another group whose history is very controversial and there's no single correct version. Highly esoteric in nature. One of the versions will tell you that the Igbo people came from Middle East. Another story, another version says the Igbo people had always been in their present location, and that Igbo land is the original homeland. They did not migrate from anywhere. The third one claimed that the Igbos actually had an ancestor whose name is Eri, E-R-I, and that Eri descended from the sky, just like Oduduwa's story. Eri descended from the heaven and sailed down the river Anambra when he arrived at Aguleri. He met some group of people who had no memory of what they were even doing in that place. So he took advantage and claimed the ownership of the place, and he was able to expand the kingdom. That is how we have the Igbo today. Some Igbo people also claim that they are from Benin. That's the fourth version now. The fifth version is of the view that the Igbo people are from the state of Israel. They are Israelites. They are of the Hebrew origin. It is very difficult to reconcile all this because Igbo did not have a centralized system. They have very limited historians in their day. What they had was highly acephalous arrangements. They don't have a palace, a centralized palace, where you have palace historians that can document their history. By the grace of God, I will be dropping another video that will dwell much on their political systems and every other things. Thank you very much for listening to me.